afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our weekly fitness videos. Today, I would like to do a stretch video. So, that stretch video is gonna be meant for everybody and anybody, whether you have any kind of health concerns or do not, because what we're gonna do is pretty mild and kind of universal, goes across the board. So, the first thing I would like to remind you guys is as you stretch, you probably should be warmed up a little bit before you start stretching the muscles. So doing it the first thing in the morning is, in my opinion, not a good idea. Definitely those stretches can be done in a early afternoon, late afternoon, before you go to bed. But just like do it as needed. So the very first thing that I usually think of when I attempt to stretch my body is putting it in the alignment that it should be in. So for that reason, I'm just gonna try to balance myself out, standing on both feet, trying to put my feet underneath the hip bones, trying also to shift my body weight a little bit more forward, so my body weight is more not on the heel of my foot, but on the ball of my foot. Also my toes, I really enjoy having all 10 of them, and they have to be in use all the time pretty much. So right now I would like to encourage you just to open up your toes, not grabbing onto the floor or the carpeted area wherever you're standing on, and if you're bare feet, definitely just allow the toes to do what they want to do. Spread them out and allow the body weight to go over the ball of your foot. So that takes care of the lower body part. Now the upper body, let's not forget about the natural body curves, the lower back and the neck curve. They have to be curving. Doesn't mean that you gotta stick your stomach out and just like be a blob like that, nah. But try to respect the curves of your body. Now, as far as the upper body goes, we always in any life situation, we always have to have your head on top of your spine. If your head is a little bit ahead of your spine, like a lot of us are gonna have nowadays because a lot of us spend too much time in front of the screens. So try kind of to monitor yourself throughout your day and readjust. Instead of having your head all the way forward, try to move it back. Bam! It's got to come from your neck, not ahead of your neck, and certainly not behind your neck. So the weight of your head is going to help you to do the stretches. Also, the weight of your head is going to help you throughout the day to balance your body, since it's the heaviest part on top of your neck. So let's kind of be aware of all of that. So right now, I'm going to climb up this little ladder just so you guys can see how I take that alignment. So I also try to think of my upper body as something that's hanging on a hanger, like a piece of clothing, like a suit or coat or something like that. So both shoulders got to be wide in order for that clothing to be hung properly. And as I said, the head being on top of the spine provides a nice access to all of the upper and the lower body. So we are symmetrical creatures, kind of, sort of. We appear to be symmetrical, but in actual life, we're not. So let's kind of leave this part alone and think of the symmetry of the body. So 2 shoulders and 2 hips. We kind of always want to have shoulders on top of the hips. And definitely the rib cage must stay as a bucket on top of the hip bones. Having said all that, placing your head on top of your spine, here we go. You're perfectly balanced the way you are as you align yourself in this position. So once you got yourself like that, then we can proceed with getting ourselves a little bit taller. That's another thing that's kind of mostly imaginary than real, but as lots of things in life go, it becomes real once you imagine it. So let's try to lengthen the spine in addition to having the shoulders wide open, the head on top of it, and having your body weight situated forward towards the ball of your foot. So as we trying to lengthen the body. Again, the curves of the lower back and the neck got to stay curvy. So I'm going to turn myself in the profile right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the tailbone and the crown of your head, those 2 points of the spine, let's try to make them a little bit farther away from each other by imagining your upper back becoming longer, your middle back also becoming longer, and your tailbone, it's like it would be your tail almost. It's like if there was something heavy attached to it. So it's being pulled down and out. At the same time, your head, imagine there's like a little magnet as well there, and it's pulling you upwards. So all those imagined situations, if you really try kind of to work on it in your head, I believe you guys all can realign your bodies and make them feel more open, making all the bodily functions go smoother, like the breathing, the digestion, and all of the other things that happening in your gut would kind of stabilize and normalize itself as your alignment gets more natural. And so right now I'm gonna get down off my little ladder, and we're gonna do a little neck stretches, upper back stretches. So if you guys experience any kind of headaches, something mild, some kind of stiffness in the neck, that's what I recommend to do. First thing first, definitely this alignment and realignment of the hanger, bucket, broad shoulders, relaxed arms is definitely helping to relax the body. And most of the time we have headaches because of the tension, the underlying tension of the muscles. So let's try to realign, open up, let the air to flow freely through you. And as you exhale, try just to drop your head down. Try to look all the way down, and also try to bring your chin down towards your breastbone. So take a few breaths there, having your back totally straight as it goes, of course, in every particular body. But the weight of your head, you really guys want to take your time and allow the weight of your head to pull your whole head down a little bit more. So the head is really pulling itself down. And what's happening in a process, the neck is going to stretch a little bit more. Depending on how you stay like that and how long you stay like that, along with the neck muscles, you're going to experience a little more of a pull through the upper back. And that is our goal, to allow the body to stretch itself using the gravity. And then after you feel like it's been enough, probably I would say maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds would be more than enough. Try to slowly return to the original position, just bringing your head back up on top of your spine. And again, try to figure out what is it for the head to be on top of your spine. Because as I mentioned, with all the computer work we're doing nowadays, the head tends to stick forward for lots of us. So just try to bring it back a little bit more. It may feel unnatural. It may feel like at the dentist office. Don't be scared. No threats. So now let's try to stretch the sides of your neck, targeting also the sides of the backs. We're gonna drop your ear to the shoulder. So if you're doing those kind of things in front of the mirror, which I find very helpful, try to have your face facing the mirror, so you're still seeing yourself in that mirror. It's just your head is being dropped to the side. Now, if you're pretty tight, the natural response of the body would be this: help. Nah, try to avoid that. Try to have your shoulders as relaxed as can be, having your ear come down towards the shoulder. So I am reasonably tight today, and my ear doesn't drop too far. I am stretching my neck. I am feeling the stretch right now. And I'm also trying to relax the shoulders, and again, trying to remember that state of a hanger with my shoulders being broad. And then I'm going to bring my head right back to the center where it was. Again, as I'm bringing it back, I'm trying to revisit that idea of a magnet on the crown of my head pulling me upwards, and that little heavy weight, reasonably heavy weight, attached to my tailbone. So my whole spine getting a little bit longer again. And I'm dropping my head to the other side. Oh, I'm really feeling it today. So as you guys stretching the side of your neck like that, using your head as a natural weight, yeah? Try to find another natural weight that would help to counterbalance the weight of the head, and that would be your own shoulder. On top of them being wide open, you want to make them a little bit heavier by just pulling them down a little bit more. Sometimes it's a good idea just to bring them back, slightly bringing your breastbone forward. That's really gonna make the sensation more pronounced, but it depends on what you're doing and how you're feeling any particular day, and slowly bringing your heads back. So I always like to do those stretches 2 times in a row, because it seems to me like the second time it's always more effective and it feels better. So the second time around, we can definitely increase the intensity of this whole thing. And as you dropping your head down, definitely do make sure your shoulders feel relaxed, nice and relaxed. But what I would suggest to do, just put your hands on the back of your head, clasping your fingers, and pull the head down a little bit more. You always, always, always want to make sure that your extremities feel nice and heavy and relaxed as you're helping yourself. So as you're pulling your head down, exhale. Definitely helps to relax it all. Another exhale, making my stretch go all the way into the middle of my back. That feels good. I think I'm gonna let go because that's enough for me. Again, take your time bringing your head on top of the spine. And even if it feels, oh wow, my head is way behind where it should be, don't worry about it. It will get back to where it needs to be. It's just readjusting and adjusting itself. So now let's drop your head the other direction, ear to the shoulder, and see what we can do here. Again, the second time around, it's a little bit more intense. Let's release the shoulder and open it up. Now, I'm dropping my ear to the shoulder, so the same arm is gonna help me now. I'm wrapping that arm around my head, putting my hand on my ear, and giving it a little bit of a press. I'm releasing my opposite shoulder as much as it releases. If you guys feel like it, you can grab anything you want in your hand. Like right here, I have an extreme glue. It doesn't weigh much, but it still provides a little bit of an illusion of something that I'm holding in my hand. If you have something handy, just grab it. Putting the glue back. And after a few seconds, like maybe 10-15 seconds would be enough, release the arm first. Allow it to hang, allow everything to relax in your shoulder, and slowly return your head back where it's supposed to be. Again, just check on it, make sure that it's where it needs to be. Bring it back and drop it to the other side. So both sides never feel the same. Speaking of symmetry, we appear symmetrical, but we're really not. So just, we have to accept it as it is. There is nothing we can do about it. But we can try to make ourselves a little bit more balanced by working with both body parts and giving them what's needed. So the side that's tighter, tenser, give it a little more time. Be a little more patient with yourself about that. So as I'm pulling my head to the side, ooh, yeah, this side feels a little better. But still, I'm trying to bring the shoulder back, relax the arm, and here I'm feeling the stretch going all the way towards the side of my back, towards the shoulder blade area. And I'm gonna drop the arm, got a little sloppy, you don't do that, and bring my head back where it belongs. And again, just push the head back a little bit more, just to make sure that it is on top of the spine. And right now, I'm also gonna ask you guys to do a couple of back stretches, which gonna stretch your whole spinal area and hopefully will target the lower back as well. So for that reason, I'm gonna climb up my little ladder again, just to show you guys what I mean. So we're gonna just stand up tall, again, aligning yourself with the hanger idea of the shoulder, with a bucket idea of the hips and the rib correlation, coordination. Shifting your weight forward towards the ball of your foot, relaxing your arms, dropping the head down. So I think it would feel good to bend your knees a little bit, You guys can try with legs straight or knees bent. I think bending the knees is a ticket. So just try to be very conscious of making your back to round. The spaces between the vertebrae and the spine can stretch, and that is going to be the ultimate goal of what we're doing right now. So try to send the crown of your head down towards the floor. Again, chin towards your chest, arms relaxed. And you guys will be able to see which part of your back needs extra work. Most of the time, again, just because we're sitting all the time now, it's the lower back. So to accentuate that stretch, what I would do, I would take the gut, literally, and push this whole pelvic area, belly button area, towards the lower back. So see, my back is really trying to get nice and round there. The more I push my stomach into my back, the more of a stretch I feel. Now, depending on what part of your back actually you're gonna stretch, that's the kind of shape you wanna put yourself in. Bringing your head down allows the greatest stretch. And whichever part of your back you're targeting right now, make it the highest point. For example, right now, I'm aiming for my lower back. So I'm gonna get all the way down, getting this part of my back towards the ceiling. I don't have to reach for the floor. I do, but that's not my goal. My goal is to allow this part of my back to open up. Right now, I'm actually gonna switch my attention from the lower back towards the middle back. And here I go, pulling myself up a little bit, but making my middle back the highest point of my body. My head is all the way down and my middle back is exposed to the sky, to the ceiling. Arms are hanging, everything is relaxed. The bent knees are really helping right now, I would say, helping the stability of the body. And at this moment, I'm gonna attempt to stretch the spot in between my shoulder blades. So for that reason, again, I'm pulling myself up, allowing that part of my back, the upper back, to become the highest point of my body. And here I go, allowing the arms to hang. Definitely the head is hanging. And here again, we have a couple of things to play with. The weight of the head is going to stretch your spine right here before the shoulder blade area. The arms weight is going to provide a pull around the shoulder blade area, and that feels incredible. So the longer you guys want to hang in this position, the more of a stretch you're going to experience. Now, getting up should not be hard at all. So again, just like in the beginning of our video, try to spread your toes on the floor, try to shift your weight towards the ball of your foot, but make sure the whole foot, two of them, are on the ground. Slowly start pulling yourself up, up, up. Again, building yourself up into the position we came from. Making sure that your body is open. Making sure that the air can flow in and out. The bucket of the ribs definitely is on top of your hips. The shoulders are wide open. That hanger idea is working. The arms just hanging, the neck is long, and the head, of course, the head is on top of the spine because that's how it should be. Where else it's going to be, right? So I hope this little stretch session helped you guys out. And if your job calls for prolonged periods of time of sitting, computer work, driving, things like that, I think those kind of stretches you can do every hour on an hour or as needed. And I hope your body is feeling good now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.